have time also to discuss few of the topics or the issues that are arising from the dailies. And so today it's not going to be different, even though it will be unique. So once again, welcome, and we'll take these stories right now before I'm joined by Ronke and the analyst. Kogi seals church over bulletproof water and unregistered hospital. And INEC can Sultan won against violent campaigns. So by tomorrow, the veil on the campaign will be lifted, and so all the parties involved will hit this ground running, and so being warned against violent campaigns. As political parties begin campaigns for the 2023 polls on Wednesday, that is tomorrow, the Independent National Electoral Commission, Christian Association of Nigeria, the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, have given a stern warning to political parties to avoid violence during the exercise. The development came amid rising insecurity in the country as politicians also step up efforts to protect themselves, with the demand for bulletproof cars and security gadgets rising in recent months. The chairman of INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, said abusive and slanderous words could provoke violence during the campaigns. And Yakubu, who was represented by a National Commissioner of Festus Okoye, spoke at a workshop on Lagos yesterday. And so he said abusive, intemperate, slanderous, or based language or innuendos designed or likely to provoke violent reaction or emotions shall not be employed or used in political campaigns. Let me also remind the media of their constitutional and legal obligation, according to the INEC chair. That's headlined, INEC can Sultan won against violent campaigns. Ronke is here. Good morning, Ronke.
Good morning, Oluwaseun. I hope you had a restful night. Good morning.
I tried.
You tried.
Plateau is here as well.
Good morning, Plateau. Good to have you here as well.
Good morning, Ronke.
Good morning.
Good to have you back here.
I'm envying those of you that could really have a restful night.
I thought I tried.
Really? What is so hard about a restful night? Wow, there's so much to think about.
BDC. No, not really. When you have targets,
I'll be those school fees.
That's your order that is passed. It's not like schools are just resuming.
All right. Also, let's look at more headlines this morning from the Guardian newspaper. I think it was you just finished talking about INEC's ground rules for hitch-free issues-based campaign, and that's so important. We hope that we are not going to be obviously fighting muddy. Once
we should be talking about it. It's important to talk about it, really.
Yes.
See, Ronke and Plateau, I don't know what you want to say about this, but I think this time Nigeria should evolve from these base campaign, slanderous or character assassination,
sort of violence,
especially by the supporters.
Yes,
I mean, we've already started seeing that.
Seeing it. We started seeing that amongst those who are the foot soldiers.
Yes,
using such words as if it's not a do or die affair. It's just. I said it over and over again. Sell your candidate. Sell your programs. You don't have to look at another candidate and say, is this and this and that. Why don't you just say, this is what my candidate can do, this is what we want to do, rather than focusing on the other candidate.
Now, you just raised a vital issue. Sell your candidate. This is what my candidate can do.
Yes.
So what then happens when you don't even know what your candidate can do? That's a major problem.
So you stop campaigning.
If you look at and x-ray a good number of these people who are the foot soldiers who are ready to throw bile around all in the name of a candidate, ask them the fundamental, and that's how I give a short of most. Say, what is your candidate's policy on infrastructure? And then you see them begin to jump from Jerusalem to Caesarea, and they will not be able to pinpoint.
Right.
Ask them, what is the policy, the policy plan of the candidate on economy. How does he intend to solve the problem of power? You would only see that they would be able to throw out the slogans of their candidates. Aside that, they will not be able to tell you anything. So oftentimes I've concluded that it is as a result of lack of depth that would make you. Now if I know that this thing, I know it, I don't need to start running around. I don't need to start, resorting to ad hominem just to send a message, when I can simply marshal my points and tell you this and this and this and this. Now you ask them questions, and this cuts across.
Right. I actually still don't think that anybody, you shouldn't really totally believe anything anybody says. We've heard all sorts of things during campaigns. So anybody can say anything. They can have a plan that looks realistic.
They have this what I'll call this grandiose illusion of a messianic image.
That's coming to save us.
And the thing is, when you believe a messiah, the Messiah would have no flaws.
No, you see, I dealt with this 2 weeks ago when I asked that why do we always think that at every electoral cycle the next president, the next person that is interim president is the one who will rescue Nigeria. I've been hearing the word again now. We want to rescue Nigeria. We paint them as Messiah. Buhari was painted as the Messiah who will rescue Nigeria, who will save Nigeria. And now here we are.
Does Nigeria not need saving? Does Nigeria not need rescue?
I'm just asking if a human being can save us. Number one. Number two is that is it possible for one administration to solve Nigeria's problem? Everything that we have as a problem.
It's still a function of the delusion I talked about.
Exactly.
I talked about.
So we're always thinking that somebody's going to solve our problem.
Nobody's going to solve our problem.
Someone told me, I said, governance is not rocket science. I said, wow, that's interesting. It's as simple as ABC, so you can work in there. And that's the reality of a lot of people believe in. They just feel that, what is there?
Turn the constitution with a wand.
And that's why when the candidate tells you, okay, I will bring about restructuring, and you don't ask, how do you intend to do that? Because you are just a member of the executive. When a member of the House of Assembly, or National Assembly, who is contesting for House of Rep or Senate tells you, okay, I'll give you road, you have not asked him, how can you give us road? How do you intend to do that, knowing full well the scope of your mandate as a member of the House of Assembly or National Assembly? So these are people just create, and I think it's also understandable. Like Marx would say that religion is the opium of the people, but then Professor Makinde Enife would say that no, it's not the opium of the people, it's the opium of the mind. What does an opium do to you? It gives you a fake reality. That is why a drunk sees differently from you. When you are seeing an oncoming trailer, he's seeing a bicycle. So there is nothing you will tell him that will make him realize that it is a trailer that is, coming ahead of him. It is still a bicycle because he is under the influence of that narcotic. Now that's the same thing with what you see in politics. People, deliberately put themselves in that state of delirium, so that it's good because it has a psychological effect. It makes you feel good because it makes you feel good. Like yes. I am at top. We have a solution at hand.
Okay.
So that if we are going to escape from that frustration.
Okay, so what's the point of all this? If we're saying there's no solution, nobody's going to say
we're not saying there is no solution. It is going to be a process.
Okay, yeah, good. I didn't say nobody can save us. Okay. I said not one administration can solve the problem of power, the problem of economy, structuring, all at once. No, or infrastructure deficit, housing deficit.
They can
exactly. So when one starts on one, the other comes in, not cancelling what he had done, and continues from there, and we begin to develop.
Something just came to my mind now. My pastor would always say that there are processes of getting up there, but one process that is not a process is jumping up. If you jump up, you come down.
Sure.
You can rise up, you can be lifted up, but if you jump up, what we want to do is that we want to jump up and stay up.
Well, let's look at other stories that we have.
All right. Okay. Well, let's take this story, ASU. You know, I'm committed to talking about ASU every day as long as I have the platform. I will. I think recently, federal government, ordered. Yes.
All this happened yesterday.
In a news
Very
piece,
interesting.
In a news piece, the federal government withdrew its circular, which ordered vice chancellors, pro-chancellors, and governing councils to reopen federal universities. The National Universities Commission had earlier issued a circular addressed to all VCs and the rest of them, ordering them to reopen universities. But surprisingly, hours later, in another circular tagged, you can read the tag there, which was also signed by the Director, Finance and Account of NUC, Sam Onazi, the Commission withdrew the order, though it did not explain why. The letter partly reads, "I've been directed to withdraw the NUC circular dated September 23rd on the above subject." I mean, it goes on and on, but isn't this case in court?
Yeah, you see, let's start from here.
Okay.
Yesterday, I was on Michael's program, and Goke, said this government seems to be confused. I was trying to manage such issue, with him yesterday. Like, why do you think, or why should you say they're confused? But that nailed the coffin yesterday evening when I saw the circular. And they said that they would draw that circular, that order. First is, who orders lecturers to go back to classroom? Who does that? I see they were just
5-year-old.
There's a historical trajectory to that, really. It's not the first time that will be attempted.
It must be military rule.
Exactly. You remember that in 96, JAM was not conducted because universities were on strike, and those who wrote JAM in 95 could not even be admitted, and so JAM was not conducted in 96. Now, during the period, that same attempt of it's called opening register, so every lecturer would come in and sign the register to show that he or she has resumed, and those who did not sign the register were summarily sacked by the government. But the question is, what was the end of it? Well, everyone was reabsorbed. So if in 2013 too, under the Jonathan administration, they also tinkered with the idea when the federal government made a release and said, all lecturers should resume and that the register should be open. But then they also withdrew. You see, governments in and out must understand that there are certain measures that would not work. And one of such is this.
Do they need a Babalawo, a Dibia, or a prophet to tell them that this is not a path to follow? Remember, Oshodeke said something, in an interview on Channel Television. He said, when you ordered university lecturers to go back to classroom, so what kind of classes do you want to have? What kind of people do you want? What kind of students do you want to raise? When you force them, after all this agitation, and the end thereof is that they just go back to classroom.
But the reality also is that government over and over in Nigeria have always resorted to the use of force.
So it's government thinking.
So not minding whether it's about apes obey, not minding whether you're obeying out of your own volition, not minding what will be the outcome of so abiding by such draconian positions and the like.
So if they did not obey that order by the NUC, is government willing to sack all of them and recruit?
That would have, I guess that would have been the result. Yes, they would have gone ahead with that. But the question is, would it have resolved the matter? Definitely it would. In fact, ASU would have been more resolved, in its position, and of course, that would have even earned ASU much popular support.
Wow. Okay.
So this inconsistency, it seems they're not thinking through their decisions before it goes to the public. I thought that these decisions will wait until the president arrived yesterday, and then the Amila will have a time with him, give him the outcome of his deliberation with ASU and the ministers, and then something will come out from that end. Either they will instruct the Minister of Labour and Productivity to withdraw the case in court, and then the president sit down and meet with these people, and then we have a middle ground. I thought we should just resolve this matter rather than all these draconian orders flying around.
In 2004, I think, the then Vice Chancellor of, I think one of the federal universities, I think in Ekiti or so, this professor of law, I'm trying to recall his name, was sent out of a meeting by, of a committee of vice chancellors by the Obasanjo administration. In fact, by Obasanjo, because he raised similar position on. You cannot see, you cannot get away with something like this. You just can't get away with it. So when you feel that maybe again government is trying to show that confidence building, we are not ready to go the route of I'm twisting these lecturers into resuming. You can see that when we issued that circular, we retracted and said we're no longer issued, the circular is no longer of effect. But I also know that some councils met yesterday. Some university councils met yesterday. I'm aware of at least a couple of, and then, if you now look at councils meeting yesterday, vis-a-vis this circular that came out, then it tells you that possibly the pro-chancellors had gotten a matching order before now, or even the vice chancellors had also gotten the matching order before now. Before now that we'll issue a circular, and so that must have propelled the council to meet on that. But then you cannot also blame the vice chancellor. You cannot be collecting 1.5 million naira ahead of your colleagues and not be ready to do the bidding of.
Wow. Okay. We're going to take a break soon. But yes, so in fact, it's a rock, just not stone. But on insecurity, Amotekun will be armed, backed by law. Akeredolu is insisting here. But I think we need to take a short break. When we come back, we'll take the story and we'll open phone lines. We cannot wait to hear from you. So if you're watching already on Facebook, we'd like you to leave a comment, because when we come back, we'll also be taking telephone calls. So don't go away.
My friend, you don't hear of yellow fever, so?
That one, traffic police now.
No, yellow fever na the sickness where if the mosquito bite you, you don't carry am.
Sure, just like that. How did it spread?
Now mosquito when get yellow fever, now it spread and give human beings.
Abeg, how you fit sabi person wey get this yellow fever?
The person body go dey hot. His skin and eye go dey yellow.
Hey,
him body go dey pain am with headache.
Chai.
When situation critical, person go dey comot blood from eyes, ear, nose and mouth.
Ew.
No be small thing o. If you see anybody when him body dey hot and the eyes dey yellow, with immediate alacrity, carry am go the nearest health facility wey dey near you for treatment sharply.
This message carry come from Nigeria Center for Disease Control, National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, with the general support of the American people there.
When I finish downloading the show like this, I will go straight to Tayo's house to eat sweet jollof. Then enjoy this movie on YouTube. It's just that Tayo will now start disturbing me to turn on my Wi-Fi for him, when he can easily enjoy data bonus with MTN for me. With MTN for me, you'll get 100% data bonus and discounted data bundles just like that. What are you waiting for? Dial *121# to get started with MTN for me.
Decider. What a goal! From the boy wonder.
Mavis, this your son will be a football star. When does he train? What time does he even wake up?
Breakfast time. No. He wakes up earlier, but when I give him Milo with breakfast, that's when I see that the champion in him is awake. Don't just wake up your child. Wake up the champion in him. Let Milo Active Go and the natural goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa help wake up the champion in your child every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Play your boss, make you power your voice. Make you take shot to me this. I make you take shot to me this. Free your thoughts, make you lift your voice. Make you
Shalto lozenges contain 5 natural active ingredients. Think natural. Think Shalto. Natural sore throat reliever. If symptoms no go after 3 days, consult your doctor. Shalto lozenges. Now quality products made by Shalina Healthcare.
Shalto lozenges.
When I wake up in the morning, I need something to help me start my day. Big 456 has DHA. It helps my brain to grow. It helps me to be smart. Oh, my own milk, Big 456, yeah. My own milk, Big 456, yeah. My own milk, Big 456, yeah. My own milk, Big 456, yeah.
Ìyá ọlọ́gbọ́n. Èwo wo lẹ ń ṣe?
Mo ń ṣe oúnjẹ òwúrọ̀ pẹ̀lú mílìkì ìdàgbàsókè Peak 456.
Oúnjẹ òwúrọ̀ pẹ̀lú mílìkì ìdàgbàsókè Peak 456 kẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ó ní àlékún DHA, èyí tó ń ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn ìdàgbàsókè ọpọlọ tó jí pépé. Bákan náà ló tún ní calcium 456 lójoojúmọ́.
Ìfẹ́ mi, ẹni lọ́jọ́ ìfúnnilábẹ́rẹ́ wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, pẹ̀lú abẹ́rẹ́ aládàágún fún ìdáàbòbò ara ẹni yìí, a lè ṣeré ìfẹ́ fóṣù mẹ́ta láìsí fún ìlóyún àìròtẹ́lẹ̀. Máa fa ẹran itan mi, máa sì gba abẹ́rẹ́ yìí sórí itan tí mo fà. Ó lè máa gbádùn ara wa lọ fóṣù mẹ́ta nìyẹn.
Abẹ́rẹ́ kẹ̀ tí ìyẹn wà nínú ẹ̀.
Kò séwu ìfẹ́ mi, abẹ́rẹ́ tíntínní ni bí eléyìí.
Àkíkà, ó ti gun kódà ó múra rárá.
Ṣé bí mo sọ fún ẹ?
Bó o bá fẹ́ lábẹ́rẹ́ aládàágún fúngbà àkọ́kọ́, oríṣiríṣi ìlera fún ìgbàni níyànjú. Fálàyé nípa àwọn ọ̀nà mìíràn láti bọ́ lọ́wọ́ oyún àìròtẹ́lẹ̀. Tẹ́ẹ̀ta èjì ó kan lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ lórí Airtel. Kó o dẹ̀ tẹ ọgbọ̀n tàbí kó o lọ sórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára discoveryourpower.org. Ìpolówó yìí wá látọwọ́ àwọn ẹgbẹ́ tó ń bójútó ìlera ẹbí, Society for Family Health. Torí iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó ń bójútó ètò ìlera.
Today is a good day. A good day to take a walk. A good day to reach for your goals. A good day to finish reading that book. A good day to connect with your friends while doing the things you love. A good day to shoot your shot. A good day to enjoy life to the fullest with Malta Guinness.
Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
Impacts the world around her, and we understand her importance. That is why Women Matters is here again, and it's bigger and better. Women Matters. Tune in and listen to Women Matters on this station, Splash 105.5 FM, on Thursdays by 10 a.m. Women Matters is proudly sponsored by FC Wamco, makers of 3 Crowns Milk. Women Matters. If it matters to women, it matters to all.
Ìfẹ́ mi, ẹni lọ́jọ́ ìfúnnilábẹ́rẹ́ wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, pẹ̀lú abẹ́rẹ́ aládàágún fún ìdáàbòbò ara ẹni yìí, a lè ṣeré ìfẹ́ fóṣù mẹ́ta láìsí fún ìlóyún àìròtẹ́lẹ̀. Máa fa ẹran itan mi, máa sì gba abẹ́rẹ́ yìí sórí itan tí mo fà. Ó lè máa gbádùn ara wa lọ fóṣù mẹ́ta nìyẹn.
Abẹ́rẹ́ kẹ̀ tí ìyẹn wà nínú ẹ̀.
Kò séwu ìfẹ́ mi, abẹ́rẹ́ tíntínní ni bí eléyìí.
Àkíkà, ó ti gun kódà ó múra rárá.
Ṣé bí mo sọ fún ẹ?
Bó o bá fẹ́ lábẹ́rẹ́ aládàágún fúngbà àkọ́kọ́, oríṣiríṣi ìlera fún ìgbàni níyànjú. Fálàyé nípa àwọn ọ̀nà mìíràn láti bọ́ lọ́wọ́ oyún àìròtẹ́lẹ̀. Tẹ́ẹ̀ta èjì ó kan lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ lórí Airtel. Kó o dẹ̀ tẹ ọgbọ̀n tàbí kó o lọ sórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára discoveryourpower.org. Ìpolówó yìí wá látọwọ́ àwọn ẹgbẹ́ tó ń bójútó ìlera ẹbí, Society for Family Health. Torí iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó ń bójútó ètò ìlera.
Guy, if I tell you all this plenty airtime and data, where they take flex? Now dash glow dash me, you go believe.
Dash get for this kind of economy. I beg you.
Diana, as I buy my glow sim like this spirit, I first collect 1,000 naira welcome bonus. Sarah. As I come recharge, bam, glow knock me 10 times airtime bonus. I also enjoy double data. Join.
Wait, you mean 1,000 naira welcome bonus?
Yes.
Plus 10 times airtime bonus?
Yes.
Plus double data again?
Yes.
Where's universe now?
The glow break the universe now. You want to try?
Oh, no wonder boys they flex anyhow on top phone 247 non-stop. I talk am.
My people, not let grass grow under your Lego. Go get your glow sim today. Dial star 777 hash to buy and enjoy 10 times airtime bonus plus up to double data. Offer day for both new and existing subscribers there. Unlimited.
Sure you wanna feel that boost? Allow me to introduce Amber energy drink. No more shutting down, we're going up. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber now for energy. Go ahead and tell somebody. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber now for energy. Go ahead and tell somebody. Say, what are you waiting for? Yeah, now you can do more because Amber energy drink there for you. Amber energy drink there for you. No need to go too far, you can find it where you are because Amber energy drink there for you. Amber energy drink there for you. Yeah, yeah, Amber there for you. Yeah, yeah, Amber there for you.
Amber energy drink. Stimulate the energy in you.
Show fair my two way, Joe. Show no my no. Big time
toilet cleaner. Ọgbọ̀n náírà péré ni. Ṣó fẹ́ máa tú ẹ̀jọ̀? Owó mi jọ. Ṣó dùn wẹ́nu? Mọ̀ mi happy toilet cleaner. Ọgbọ̀n náírà péré ni. Ó ń dán gidi gan kì í ṣe rán. Ga díẹ̀ fọ́ díẹ̀ fọ́ṣù lẹ́ẹ̀kan. Ẹ̀jù àmọ́ àjọ. Oríṣi kòkòrò àrùn. Adùn wẹ́nu. Ó dùn ṣó fẹ́ máa tú. Ó yá ẹ tara ṣàṣà lọ ra ojúlówó happy toilet cleaner tuntun tó wà nínú sáchẹ́ẹ̀tì kí tọ́lẹ́tì yín lè mọ́ ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá. Ó fọ tọ́lẹ́tì mọ́ gidi gan. Owó ẹ̀ sì mọ́ níwọ̀nba. Torí náà máa fa àkókò ṣòfò. Tètè lọ ra happy toilet cleaner ọlọ́gbọ̀n náírà tiẹ̀ kó o sì rówó púpọ̀ tùjọ.
My guy, this your sneakers shine oh. How you take get the original? Now for Jand for this economy. I beg, now for Adidas official store on top Jumia buy am. Now so, with all the plenty international and local brands them, we get official store for Jumia. To get quality and original products them. Now sure banker. See, you go gbadun correct discount on top brand festival from 12th of September go reach the 2nd of October. Plus, you fit make secure payment online. Enjoy free delivery on top order. We pass 1,999 naira and return anything when you buy for free. Terms and conditions deal. Jumia, your everyday delivered.
What a decider! What a goal! From the boy wonder!
Mavis, this your son will be a football star. When does he train? What time does he even wake up?
Breakfast time.
Eh?
No. He wakes up earlier, but when I give him Milo with breakfast, that's when I see that the champion in him is awake.
Don't just wake up your child. Wake up the champion in him. Let Milo Active Go and the natural goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa help wake up the champion in your child every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Welcome back. Thank you very much for sticking around with us. Thank you for also your comments on Facebook as well. Raji Afiz Abidimi says, good morning, Ronke and humble men in the studio. On the issue of federal government making a U-turn concerning lecturers' resumption, honestly, this present administration, this present government just harassing our intellectual lecturers. I can't imagine what is happening to our lecturers at this time. If schools are opened as earlier directed, but lecturers refuse to go to classes, all still failure. If lecturers are demanding for a reasonable salary, it is worth it more than any. Federal government doesn't know what it means to be teachers or lecturers. They didn't pass through school. Many of them claim certificate they didn't work for. Too much of errors in Minister of Labor and Productive and Minister of Education. All right, well, thank you very much, Raji Afiza Bidemi. All right, very quickly, Rotimi Akeredolu is determined that Amotekun will carry arms. It's in the Vanguard this morning. Governor Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State yesterday insisted that state security outfits in the country, backed by law, must have access to sophisticated weapons to combat insecurity. Akeredolu said this during the passing out parade of courses 3 and 4 of the state Amotekun Corps in Akure. His words, state security outfits backed by law, whether in Western Nigeria, Katsina, Borno, Benue, or any northern state, must have access to the same sophisticated weapons that the marauders have. Anything else is a contradiction in terms. Why is it so difficult? But why is this difficult? Why allow them to have a security network that is... what kind of, security can they combat? Insecurity can they combat without?
Well, I think maybe we should also cut the federal government some slack here. I really don't know. I'm not privy to information that Arakuri is privy to. But if the security network in Katsina is allowed to bear arms or bears arms, I do not think there's any law to that effect that, validates or that gives them that. Maybe we'll get to that point where everyone will begin to engage in an act of rascality. Yes, an act of rascality. If you need to save your people, like I think it's St. Augustine that says that an unjust law is no law at all. And an unjust law is a law that will be seen as repugnant, and not in tandem with public policy. So, if for the sake of protecting the people, if you already have a precedent in Katsina, so you can go ahead. When Tinubu decided that he was going to set up the 37 local governments under Obasanjo, of course it didn't come easy. It didn't come easy, definitely. So I think Southwestern governors, Southwestern states governors should also weigh their options and go the whole org out.
Now, my concern here is that since since last week, when it was last week Thursday that this news broke, and Akinola wrote that release and put it in the media. He had a thread on Twitter as well. Last week Thursday, Friday, Monday, today's Tuesday, and the NSA had not responded to this. Whether that what Akinola saw was a hoax or not, is it true or not?
True.
He didn't respond to it. There was nothing from the military. There was nothing from any official quarters to respond to Akinola, a governor in Nigeria who had made such a huge, observation, as it were, and nobody responded to him. It was like he was speaking to the air. I'm a whole governor. If it could be ignored, at that level, I wonder what kind of administration we're running. Why should Katsina, whatever outfit, security outfit,
allegedly be allowed? Yes,
be allowed to bear arms, and then an outfit created by the law, by the act of the parliament in the southwest.
Absolutely.
We're not given such a privilege.
If he's wrong, they could have come out to say, "Hey, you're wrong."
Exactly.
We are speaking too much grammar. See, the fact is this. Allow me to say that. The fact is this: if there is a precedence in Katsina, southwestern governors state, southwestern states governors should go ahead.
But they can't do a party. You know that you can't.
Allow me to use this street balance. We love import. See, you need some level of extremity to also deal with some extremity. If you have a president, then if there's
the struggles they went through just to set up.
Go ahead and stop the security network in Katsina if they are going to do anything here.
Oh well. Okay. Well, I think we have to go to the phone lines. I haven't got too much time left. We already have the phone lines buzzing, but we'd like to know what your thoughts are real quickly on the program. Okay, we've got somebody here. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And gentlemen in the studio.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Reverend.
Koyeladele is my name. The problem of Nigeria is not too many that cannot be solved. I had your conversation. The problem of Nigeria, I narrow it down to one, and that is greed. Nigerians' greed. And the solution to greed is contentment. We all need to believe and know that little can become much with contentment. The saner climes of this world, how do they get rid of greed? They only made laws that made it impossible for anybody to satisfy his greed. And when you cross that line, you are prosecuted. That's the problem. When we solve that, now we need a leader, be it the president, be it the governor, be it a local government chairman, be it the chairman of the landlord association, head of corporation. We need people that God will deal with to understand that contentment is the way out. We have brought nothing to this world, and we will take nothing out of it. Thank you for hearing me. Good morning.
All right. Thank you very much, Reverend Koye. Thank you. We appreciate that. All right. Well, Reverend Koye says
I need to make a comment here. Too much. People misunderstood my statement. I didn't say Nigerian problem cannot be solved.
By one administration, I said
is the question. One administration cannot solve all our problems, cannot solve
all the
everything
Reverend Koye already now subtly alluded to the place of institution building. But all these countries we are talking about, did they build the institutions in a day?
Or by one administration? That was
unless you want to have an administration that will spend like 20 years.
All right, let's take this. Hello, good morning. Okay, all right, we actually have lost our call. Please try call back. Okay, there we go. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, please?
Hello, good morning. My name is Williams. I'm calling from Edo. You see, the fact is this. Nobody expects that one administration will solve our problem. Simply, let's pick a direction. I will keep saying government is continuum. if we see a direction, a blueprint to actually beginning to pull ourselves out of this myriad of issues that we are facing, that is what we are talking about. That is what we thought as well the incumbent president somehow would do. So we Nigerians, we are not stupid. We know for a fact that one government cannot solve the problems. They are too much. So let's set a foundation. Let's begin to build the structures that will enable us to overcome the problems. That's what we are talking about. God bless you.
I wish I could clap for him. Thank you.
That's a fact.
That's what I was talking about.
You just need a blueprint, and I feel that if people are complaining, it should be okay. We don't see a blueprint in terms of say economy or in terms of infrastructure or whatsoever. Not that you just want all the problems to go. That was only solved in heaven.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
We can hear you. Good morning.
Good morning for you.
Awesome.
Go ahead. And the carrying of the gun, Madam Ateko, there's called power analysis. So I'm even disappointed that other governors are not talking. So if they should come together as Southwest governors, that will carry much weight. So they should not leave alone. So that they have to also structure the scrutiny and strengthen the scrutiny in this part of the country. Then also at the federal government just trying and error in this time, by this age. So it's a disappointment because the intervention of Council of BC was enough to solve the problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Comrade Sadwe Bodagbe, for your comment this morning.
All right, let's see. I think I'll have a text here. Okay, in the meantime, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Good morning, hello.
Okay, Sheikolapo, while you're looking for that, says, tell me one country on earth where the supporters of candidates stay on issue. In USA, you saw how Democrats were calling Trump dumpster and Republicans calling Biden go Brandon and sick. And the just concluded Italian election, you see the far left supporters calling Giorgia Meloni Nazi. Go to Twitter and see how Bolsonaro and Lula supporters are dragging themselves on Twitter.
I hope he knows that all this started with the trend of populism in Europe and America. That was not the trend in elections pre-2018.
But he called this, it is a normal election tradition for people not to stay on issue. I don't think it is. I think we cannot inflame the
pre-Trump, elections were based on issues in the US. And of course, the likes of, Macron and others, elections were based on issues in Europe. And some of us have always complained about, the wave of populism and what it bets.
All right, let's take this call real quickly. Hello, good morning. Okay, let's take some comments from Facebook then. I think there's something here from... Okay, someone said in the text that Kaduna Police did a response to Akere Jolu. I didn't see it. I don't know if you saw any response.
I really have to see that. Amadeshi here also was saying a lot of things about... he said something like, for instance, the Urabalu that greeted the establishment of Amodaku was very unnecessary. Even if someone got his son through quota system, you will have known that you need to back up such outfit with law. So are you saying, Amadeshi, that Amodaku was not backed up by law?
Of course it is.
Exactly.
It is backed up by law.
Not be any back and forth about that.
Okay. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Okay, that is not coming out. Anyway, thank you very much. You can still call 0809-155-1055. And you can also make comments to us on Facebook, and we'll be willing to read your comment right here and now. So Carl Hame, I saw your comment. You said, good morning, you guys speak too much grammar and you are too academic about governance. One committed administration can solve Nigeria and Nigerian problems.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, go ahead.
Whatever of the line.
Okay, go ahead with your comment.
Please, Akinola, I see back Albania Akinola. Let him go ahead. If Katsina security can carry AK-47, let Amotek also carry AK-47. Why all these outside people are doing all this kind of thing now? If you don't know, we tell them the truth, or nothing but the truth.
Wow, okay.
Well, I think we can pass our comments without deriding any tribal group.
Absolutely. All right. 0809-155-1055. Let's take one more.
Yeah, if we get one more, we can, but I mean, the time is already fast spent.
Okay, time is fast
spent. This story in point is about Oyo, fears of violence in Operation Where TIP Center as campaign begin. That's one article that you need to read. If you pick up the Punch newspaper today, just read, see history, lessons in history, and then
because it's not just a subject or a course.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Oluwaseun from 11.
Okay.
Welcome.
Yeah, like most of the callers have said, the problem cannot be solved in a day. So we need to see it starting from somewhere. Like now, you see them doing a new road, and after 2 years, what happened to the road? And on the issue of Amotekun, I think our senator needs to gear up. Amotekun is the best thing to have happened in the southwest in the last 2 or 3 years. We need to rally around. Since Amotekun case, we don't have the issue of insurgency or kidnapping has reduced drastically. So we really need to give it a support. Thank you.
Thank you.
And like you said, what has the Southwest Caucus in the National Assembly said about this? One would expect that they would also give, a position on their own position on this. To say, we do not agree with a situation where a particular segment of the country, you would have, the security network there bearing arms, AK-47 precisely, while in another sector. So that is a way to go about it. A situation where, Arakan is made to look like, an orphan who has no supporter in any sense of the word is not the way to go about it at all.
Absolutely.
We have to go now. But this story, the Transmission Company of Nigeria says it has restored the national grid collapsed after its partial collapse on Monday.
Maybe we should give that national grid this walking stick, because this one that it keeps collapsing like a wrist.
Wow. Oh wow. All right. Well, thank you very much, Plateau. Thank you. Violence this morning. Violence. Well, thank you so much. Catch us at 8 o'clock where we got more for you. I'm Ronke, Giwa, Onafuwa.
Oluwaseun, Akinola. Plateau, thank you for coming. Good morning.
Splash FM 105.5.
Milo! When the world looks at my child, they just see an energetic 8-year-old. But I see more. My Lucy is going to become captain of our school volleyball team, keep excelling in class, and do great things one day. I see a champion. So when I give her